What is going on, guys? We're trying to go live again. I'm just trying to assess the situation with my bitrate. Just got to adjust some technicals behind the scenes. We're going to see if we can basically go live this time. Seems to be going okay. So we'll just monitor this for a moment, guys, and then I think we'll jump straight into the stream if we're good to go. It looks like we should be okay, I think. Pretty sure I've got some audio. Yeah, I do. Yep, I think we're good. Connection's good. Just lowered the bitrate down a little bit. Alright guys, welcome, welcome. I think we're in and we're good to go. Let me just see if this buffers out. Might be okay. Yeah, let's just see. Let's give it a bit. I'll give it a bit before we just jump in. Yeah, okay. So that's getting picked up. Can see we're live. Alright, let's just jump straight into this, guys. Think we're pretty good. Connection's still fine. Yeah, I think we're good. Alright guys, thanks for joining us officially on the Crow Bro stream. This is a relatively new stream. We've actually done 3 live streams already, just here. Alright, 1, 2, 3. And this is going to be our 4th stream. So what are we doing on the stream? Well, great question to ask. We are doing TA on Crow Token. I'm going to be telling you where to buy, sell and hodl Crow. I'm not just going to come on here and say, Crow to the moon, Crow to $1. I'm going to be telling you, if Crow's looking bearish, I'm going to tell you. So maybe you can sell a bag. Maybe you're going to be looking at doing some short-term trading on Crow. I'm going to be here to advise you on all of that. So first things first, guys, in this stream, I'm going to be announcing the winner of the 1000 Crow giveaway, which I run every single week, and I normally do announce on the Friday. I'm aware it's Saturday. Been traveling for like 15 hours last few days, so going to be announcing this one a little bit late. But basically, guys, all you need to do to get involved in the 1000 Crow giveaway is come over here and get signed up with the official exchange partner Bitunix. Get actually paid to do it. Okay, get paid to do it, guys. Deposit $200, get 40 back. Deposit $500, get 100 back. Deposit 1,000, get 200 back. Deposit $2,000 and go ahead and get 400 back. All right, so and all you need to do is just simply just place a few trades and you can get involved. All right, so I'm going to be announcing the actual winner here. So the winner of the 1000 Crow giveaway is user ID 359482177. That was decided with Grok. And then all I need you to do, whoever that user ID is basically come over here and send me a DM at Satoshi Aoki 7 right here and just show me a screenshot of your actual wallet for Crow plus your user ID, and we will get you paid for that 1000 Crow. Okay, so again, guys, for anyone who's just joined the stream, all you need to basically do to get involved in that competition to win 1000 Crow every week is basically just start trading on Bitunix. If you're already trading, then fantastic. They got no KYC, they got the best spreads, no VPN required, and basically if you're an American or if you're a European, it is the best exchange to use, hands down. Okay, there's no BS, guys, when it comes to Bitunix. So go ahead and get signed up. The link to get signed up will be in the actual chat there, in the pinned chat, as we can see it right there. All right, come ahead, get signed up. Let's get this going, boys. All right, so let's jump straight into some TA on Crow, and we can take it there. GG, hehe, 2712 check swarms, when to sell for reversal. Let me know, is that, are we talking about the swarms chart, are we? Okay, we'll check that out in a minute. Guys, I've actually got a bit of a sick daughter at the moment. She's got a bit of a cold, so I'm going to be having to do a few check-ins on her. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to have to go check in right now, so I will be back in just a moment. Okay, so just bear with me. Apologies, guys. I think my mic might have just been off that whole time. Check, check. Yeah. Apologies, guys. I think my mic was off. Alright, guys. So we are on the weekly chart here for CRO token. We're clearly in a bit of a downtrend right now. Alright. It's pretty obvious. Okay. We had a peak run up here to around 38,946. That was based off the back of the Trump news. Guys, if you're enjoying the stream as well, please do make sure you like the video, subscribe, turn notification bells on to check in, because I'm going to be doing regular CRO streams, telling you the ins and outs of CRO, the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm just going to be giving you the raw data, how I see it, using Fibonacci's, pivot points, and EMAs. Alright, so yeah, that's what we do, guys. That's what we do. So the weekly, we're on a clear downtrend. Okay, I like to start with the higher time frames here. Okay, looking at a support level here of 6,332 cents. Also, guys, we're going to be doing CRO news and all kinds of things. Okay, so this is definitely the place where you're going to want to come and check out. Okay, so now let's actually go ahead and check out the daily chart right here. Okay, so do we have anything else happening on the daily chart? So on the daily chart, we're still in quite a bit of a downtrend as well, but things are slowly starting to, well, we're making a bullish attempt. So we're trying to actually turn the short-term 20 EMA on the daily. Okay, so this is a red line here. We're trying to get back above this red line. As you can see, we've had a couple rejections. All right, the first one here was on the 27th of November. All right, you can see right here, we went up, tested the top of this fib level here, okay, 11,433 before dumping down. Okay, had a pretty significant dump all the way down to around 9,769 cents, okay, on the 1st of December, okay, the first of this month. Followed that with a fantastic test again, but it wasn't good to see that rejection. But what I would say that's really positive about this is that we managed to actually wick through. See this wick through here? This green line there, we call that the wick, okay? And because that is actually poked through this red line, the 20 EMA, that is the first starting signs of weakness of the 20 EMA, okay? So it's a potential sign that we could see some potential breakthrough that line, hopefully sometime pretty soon, okay? Had kind of like another test the following day, another test the following day. Unfortunately, we didn't get a wick through those last 2 days, and then consecutively after that, we have kind of dumped down. But we are forming a bit of a green day here, and we are sitting well above this psychological level of 10 cents, okay? So 10 cents for CRO is kind of like a pretty good psychological level that we want to stay above, and 11 cents is kind of like our next technical level, as well as a pretty good psychological level that we also want to try and really stay above as well. Okay, staying above those two levels is going to be pretty important for what happens next. Okay, and if we talk about the actual point of control here, that's sitting at 11,544. That's also going to be a pretty important level to try and break above. Okay, so the 11, 12 cent range, once we can break that, then we've pretty much got a pretty open run to like 12.5 cents. Okay, so we've got some pretty clear room to that upside to get involved there. All right, as we can see. All right, so from the daily chart, let's come down to the 4-hour and have a bit of a look at what's going on in the 4-hour. So as you can see, we had some pretty parabolic moves here on the 2nd of December. Okay, we had some nice 4-hourly candles, which we actually broke all the way through here. As you can see, we wicked through on this R1, which is the first resistance at 11,187 cents. Okay, so that's a pretty big deal that we were able to actually go ahead and break through that. But after that, we got a fat rejection, bit of a retest here, but nothing really too serious, and we just kind of paid it out. All right. But what I'm seeing right now on the 4-hourly chart is actually from here, we're seeing a bit of strength. Okay, so from the 5th of December, all right, around 4 o'clock, we had that low. All right, we actually tested, wicked through that S1 support level at 10,204 cents pretty nicely, and got like a pretty good, got some pretty good buying pressure off that line. All right. And since then, we've kind of been just trying to, we've been flirting with this line, okay? So we've had a lot of buyers step in around this 0.236 level. So we've basically got the auto fib retracement on right now. So this is like a deep buy zone. So there's like a lot of liquidity in this area where people are essentially buying at the 0.236 Fibonacci level. So technically speaking, from the retracement point on the fib, this is not a bad little zone to buy at all. Okay, not a bad zone to buy, and especially because like we're under the EMAs on the 4 hour. And then we've got the next test up here at 10,566. All right, so essentially, guys, if we were to just test this right now up to that line, we'd be looking at a pretty decent move, 1.33% there. If you were to put that on 5x leverage, that's like, maybe like 8-9% move on that, which is pretty good from this level here. If I was to set a stop, I'd probably set it somewhere down here at around 10,206. Okay. Again, we haven't revisited that level in some time. All right. So yeah, we'll take a look. I'm liking actually how that's looking. I'm liking how that's looking there, to be quite honest. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But if I was taking a swing trade here, I might even consider setting the stop loss down at 9827. Take a bit of a deeper stop loss on that one, I think, at that second pivot point support. All right. So just for example's sake, look, we're going to revisit this 4-hour chart because we might possibly enter a market buy on CRO at around this price. Maybe I think it could be potentially a bit of a good buy zone, or we might set maybe we'll set a limit order at this support level. All right, and then hit a buy from there and actually set that stop loss down at that S2 level. So I think at the very least, if we don't do a market buy, because we're potentially showing a bit of weakness here, we're still under the EMAs. I'd rather get a discount and buy somewhere between here, right? Maybe 10,282 or maybe 10,209, something like that. That could be a pretty cool little area to buy there. Okay, so let's jump down to the 1-hour chart. All right. Now, if we take a look at the 1-hour chart, we're actually kind of like at the top of the fib retracement zones, all right? And actually, in terms of the EMAs, they're all stacked above us except for this 20 EMA on the 1-hour, which we're trying very hard to hold above, but we're kind of struggling. So right now, interestingly, we are like right on the like 10,422. We are quite literally right on that 20 EMA there, okay? So the thing is, if that breaks down, we could be looking at a little bit of a bearish price action. Okay. So then if we zoom in again to the 15-minute chart here, so this is kind of like the chart that we probably use a little bit more for like our entries and stuff like that. We're kind of like in the EMA cluster right here. So there's going to be a lot of deep wicked volatility within this EMA cluster. So yeah, on the shorter time frames, it's a real tug of war between the bulls and the bears. Okay, and as we can see, that also is accurately represented by this point of control on the 15-minute chart being at 10,434. All right, cents there. Okay, so there's a big war going on here. We just had the last 15-minute candle. It's just had a big wick down. Okay, so we would expect from here potentially a big wick green to the upside just now. You can see that this 50 EMA, all right, sitting right here at 10,420, is providing a pretty good base of support, at least for today. Okay, drop down a couple times here, all right, but we've got a pretty good base of support here for that EMA there as well. All right, so that's going to be pretty interesting to kind of see like what happens there. All right, but what I'm really looking at here, I think we're going to go back and revisit the 4-hour chart, and we're going to maybe set a buy somewhere in this zone at 10,244. Yeah, I think that could be a pretty good zone to set that buy. All right, 10,244. What do you guys reckon? Yeah, I think 10,244 is a pretty good zone to set that buy. So if we go over here onto Bitunix, for example, it's really easy to go ahead and actually set up a trade. Alright, so all you basically need to do is we're going to go over here and set limit buy. Alright, we're going to change this from Bitcoin over to our good old CRO token. Alright, and we're going to just recheck the actual buy-in price here. Okay, so do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to set it even if I set it there. So 10,214 basically. Alright, so we basically set this to 10,214. Alright, get that in there. The cost value, alright, we'll go say like 50, we'll go like 25% of our portfolio there. Alright, on a little test account, and we're gonna set a little stop loss. Alright, our stop loss we're gonna be looking at the S2 support here, so 0.09827, 0.09827, right, on the stop loss, so 0.09827, right. So basically, yes, available $10. Okay, so we only got the $10 in the futures. All right, so we need to move a bit more cash over to futures to actually go ahead and do this. Guys, if you just jumped in the stream, welcome, welcome. We're just doing some live trades using Bitunix on CRO token. I'm going to actually transfer a few funds over there. I'm actually used to using the mobile app, so apologies, I'm a little bit slow. Yeah, so what we've got to do is transfer. So go spot account to futures.